Hey guys, welcome back to Tracie's Place. It has been a long time, hasn't it, since I've done a mukbang. I said, let me come on, because I was just commenting on Donna's journey, one of her videos, and she was talking about, mukbangers, how they kind of have to change sometimes depending on, of course, do what they like to do, but sometimes you go with the views and what your audience likes to see, and then of course you still have to do some things you like to do too. So anyway, I was just commenting that I hadn't done a lot of mukbangs lately. I don't think my viewers, some of them like the mukbangs and some of them are not their favorite thing, and I love to do mukbangs, but I also love to do all the other things that I do. So sometimes I just do a little bit more of what people like to see, but I still want to do, of course, what I like to do too sometimes. So, and y'all know I love breakfast. I love breakfast. So I just wanted to chit chat with you all. Oh, also let me know what you all like. Down below, let me know which of my videos you like to see more of, which ones, you kind of lean towards watching when you see, the notification pop up, whether it's mukbangs or the vlogs, the shopping hauls, clean with me videos, or hair, whatever it is, the videos that I do. Let me know what you like, and even if there's something that I haven't done you might like to see me do, if it lines up with my channel, I'll do it. So let me know. Sometimes I do sit down talk videos. They're spiritual or inspirational, whatever. So let me know if you like those too. I do things on marriage and family and all different types of things. So let me know down below which are your favorite videos. All right. But my breakfast is right here, and I do not want it to get cold, so I'm going to go ahead and say my grace. God is great and God is good. Lord, I thank you for this food. Bless it, make it nourishing and not harmful. In Jesus' name I pray. Bless everyone who is with me watching. I hope they have something good to eat. Bless them, Lord, with a special blessing. Meet them where they are, Father God. And bless this food. Bless this interaction, this fellowship. In Jesus' name I pray. Thank God. Amen. All right, guys, I'm about to start eating. I just got a little bit. I want to also ask for prayers for my aunt. One of my aunts just got some bad news about her health-wise, and she's older and everything. So just say a prayer for my aunt, okay? Just call out Tracie's aunt in your prayers, okay? The Lord will bless her. All right, guys. Anyway, let me get on. I have milk and orange juice. I like to have them both with my breakfast. I had to put them in the freezer because me and my husband like things at a little bit of different temperatures. We have agreed on the house temperature. We keep it like about 69 or whatever, 69, 70. But the refrigerator, okay, there was something I put in the back of the refrigerator. The back of our refrigerator is colder, and something had gotten to the back of the refrigerator, and it was like semi-frozen, and he was not happy because he was about to eat it, and he was like, it's frozen. He said, Tracie, you put that on the refrigerator too cold. I said, I do not like. I had an aunt back in the day who kept her refrigerator kind of on the low side, and you'd go to get something to drink. I'd be visiting, and we'd drink milk or whatever it was. I cannot stand warm milk. A room temperature milk, I cannot, you all, unless I have it for like hot chocolate or something like that. But other than that, I like my milk ice cold with everything. I can't do it. I can't do warm milk. And anyway, he said, you have the refrigerator too cold. And I'm like, I do not have it too cold. I like but for my taste. So anyway, I had gotten some milk past couple of days, and also some of the ice cream was real easy to scoop, and I like my ice cream almost brick hard. And so this is how I eat my toast, y'all, and bacon. I like my ice cream hard. I do not like real soft ice cream. And anyway, both of them, the refrigerator and the freezer, were not as high as I usually have them. And so, of course, I inched it on back up. I was like, he did turn down the refrigerator and the freezer. We cannot have this. No. So anyway, I just have to keep the things that he liked to the front of the refrigerator and things that I like to the back. But yeah, this is my domain here now. I had to the kitchen. I had to turn it back up, so I just have to make sure things he likes is at the temperature he likes. So, gotta still be a wise wife too, and have things like he like it. So anyway, how are you all doing? I put the toast in the toaster, so it's a little bit more crisp, and I ain't burnt or nothing because y'all see it, but it's more crisp, which is fine for me. But I usually put my toast in the oven. I didn't want to turn the oven on for 2 pieces of toast this morning, so almost this afternoon, because it is late. I stayed in the bed late today. I wasn't feeling that good. I'm bothered with mariners. And some people just call it, oh goodness, what is the main name for it? When sometimes you get dizzy or off balance or whatever, vitiligo or something like that. When you get dizzy and you have to sit down or lay down or whatever. But anyway, it's called mariners, I believe. But anyway, I don't have a severe case of it or anything. And by faith, will not have no severe case of it. But anyway, I was bothered with that a little bit this morning, feeling a little dizzy. Wasn't feeling that good, so I just stayed in the bed. And my husband and son, they get up, and we all get up at the same time, like 6:15. My husband stays in the bed a little later because he like to hog the pillow nowadays. He likes to stay in bed as long as he can. And y'all, oh, let me get these potatoes. These are good. Y'all, I have these on a video I just made, so y'all go check that out. I'll try to put it at the end of this video. But we usually get up about 6:15, me and my son. My husband gets up about a little bit after 6:30. And I couldn't get up. I wasn't feeling that good, so I just stayed laying down, and I got up about 9, I think it was. About 9, I had me a good little long nap this morning. But got me behind on work and stuff, but that's okay. Sometimes you have to listen to your body. And I was in the mood for a big breakfast this morning. Delicious. And I love these fried potatoes. Oh my goodness. So let me know down below also what you all have been up to. What are some of you all's, I hate to say New Year's resolutions. I don't like to call them that because we break those so fast after the new year starts. But let me know what some of your goals are for 2020. Anything, special you all got going on, comment down below. The more you state it, the more you think about it, write it down or whatever, the more likely it is to happen. So type it on down below. My goals for 2020, of course, is just to get better. Honestly, I think we all want to get better in everything that we do, and that's my goal. I want to be a better child of God, to help him, be hands and feet on the ground. I like to say boots on the ground. It's time for boots on the ground. We need to be doing things for the kingdom. So I want to get better in that. Of course, I want to get deeper into the word. So of course my spiritual life and everything. I also want to be a better wife. I can always improve in every area. I can see improvement. I think I do pretty well, but I want to do even better being a wife, being a better mother. I have one child left at home. He is 15. And I want to be even a better mother for him, and also still my children that are grown and gone. I have one in college and one that's cross country and a granddaughter, and we have grandchildren here. So I want to do better in those areas. I talk to my granddaughter about once a week, the one that lives out of town. And I want to, bump it up to twice a week if I could. And, I talk to my son and probably about once or twice a week. And usually a voice call once a week, and sometimes we text here and there more than one time a week. But, he's a dad, and he's a busy dad, and he works and everything. So we want to keep that going, because when your kids get older, you do not stop being a mother. You don't. Motherhood never stops. I always say, even beyond your death, motherhood keeps going, even fatherhood, because what you teach them keeps going in their lives. Sometimes they don't start doing things or reaching back for things until they get older sometimes. Things that mom and dad has taught them and everything. Sometimes a daughter reaches back from things that her mother taught her. They don't do them right away. Sometimes daughters don't do things that their mothers have taught them right away. But as they get older, what is that saying? Oh, not saying, it's a scripture. Train up the child in the way that they would go, and when they get old, they would not depart. Those aren't the exact words. They're very similar to that. But as children get older, those things that their parents say and have done before them, have taught them by whether just doing it by sight without saying anything, or actually verbally taught them, it comes back to your remembrance. So I always believe you never stop being a parent. Never. But anyway, as far as while I'm living, as even the ones that are grown, I like to, we have a good relationship, but I like to still say things to them. I don't like to beat them over the head with things, but I love to interject when I can. I always say that I am their consultant, because you can't tell them what to do. I mean, you can, but you kind of strain the relationship when you do that. And I don't want to say that you are their friend. You're not their buddy friend. But as you get older, you do want to develop a friendship with your older children, because when you are their friend as well as their parent, they are apt to still tell you things and consult with you about things. But when you're just that domineering parent, just pointing the finger and you should do this and you ain't doing that and blah 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 blah, which I have done I've been guilty of doing that maybe twice about something, but I have to stop myself, because you never want your grown children to shut down on you. And I love them all at every stage, but at every stage motherhood is different. Every stage motherhood is different. So this is so good. I hope y'all are eating something good with me. Whichever meal you're eating. But yeah, never, sometimes we can get so angry with our children and frustrated, especially in the teenage years. The things they do, how they act, their attitude and things like that. But never rush your child's childhood away. They're still a child, I think, even beyond 18. But, they're an adult in the eyes of the law at 18. But don't rush them, away. As far as, I've heard some people say, oh, I can't wait till my child is gone. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And yeah, you have those flashes of thoughts, like you might be a little freer with your time and you can do more with your house, or you can travel more because you don't have to stay home with them and things like that. Understood, but not in an angry way. Don't rush their childhood away. They can be difficult, but ask God to help you in those difficult stages. And even though you could be a mother to 3, 4, 5 children, or 2, or more. But you have to parent each child differently. You love them the same, but you parent them differently. Your relationship with them is different. I have 3 that were raised here. And I have a stepdaughter. She's older. But 3 that we raised here. And they're all wonderful, but they're all different. They are all totally different. Now, my 2 sons are kind of similar, and they're not, growing up, they're not the most vocal. But like my daughter is, you wouldn't believe, just personality wise, that she was their sister. They were her brothers. They are totally different. So anyway, yeah, you have to develop a different relationship with each one of them, a different parenting style with each one. Still treating them the same in the ways that it matters, because they will notice, and I've had that with my children, notice, different things. Oh, you let her do such something. And I have to tell them, like, Isaiah thinks that Jalen has more freedom to say things and to talk and interject. She does, because Jalen, Isaiah can get a little flippant. And I always tell him, and me and my husband tell him, it doesn't matter. We want you to say things, and we would love for you to say things. It's fine, but it depends on how you say what you say. And Jalen, he always sees Jalen, she tends to get away with a lot more, and I don't mean get away, but even if she's trying to express herself, she'll put a little comical spin on it, and it doesn't come across as being flippant. Now, I ain't saying she's the perfect child. She is not. But she's a wonderful child, just like all of them. But, she's has her ways, too. But she is out of all of them, she is the funniest one. She is hilarious. Isaiah is funny, too, but he kind of hides some of his little funniness sneaks out. Some of his teachers tell us, oh, he's hilarious and he's funny. We're like, oh, he is? But, yeah, they are, oh, goodness. But, yeah. Excuse me. Jalen, some of you all seen her on blogs and stuff. Isaiah doesn't like to be seen. He doesn't like to be videoed. He's getting a little bit more confident with it, or okay with it here and there. So I try not to just put him on all the time. But sometimes he'll pop his little head in, too. But Jalen, she doesn't mind being on. She has, she just has a lot of personality. She's funny. And, but yeah, they're all different. They're all different. They're all wonderful in their own way. So let them know also that you think they are wonderful and everything. Love on them. Sometimes you have to love on them in a different way. But like I said, love them all the same. And you kind of have to parent them different depending on their personalities or whatever. Try not to make it seem that, you have any favorites. And you don't have favorites necessarily, but sometimes depending on their personalities, honestly, and I hate to say unfortunately, but those of you who are mature parents will understand this. There are some that you enjoy their company more than the other. And that's just the way that's just being honest. You love them all, but some children are more difficult than others. And you do not want to make it seem like you favor one over the other. And you shouldn't favor one. Like I said, sometimes you do enjoy the company of, one or two or more, whatever, more than you enjoy one. Because sometimes, just like any person, just like, oh, Lord, what they want now? What happened now? What they finna say? What they finna do? Oh, your phone ring. Is the principal? Or whatever. So be careful, though, in your interactions with each child. You don't want them to think that you love one more than the other or favor one more than the other. So be very, very careful with that. I don't know how I got on this subject, but I was saying, don't rush your children away. Don't tell your children, oh, I'll be glad when you leave. you know, when they're teenagers and things like that. And that can be a big mistake. Big mistake. Children remember things. When they get older, they still remember. You'll have a lot of ground to make up if you have made them feel unwanted or anything. A lot of times you have to clear up the air. And it is different. Oh, with the oldest child, we had to apologize to our oldest son that we raised here, Jordan. He's the oldest that we raised, and we were harder on him than the other ones. And because they're spaced so far apart, they can see different things. So, and we had to tell him, and I told him, I am sorry. You know, we were harder on you, whether it's the privileges that you allow one to have over the other. And y'all saw that commercial where, I don't know if it was a Love commercial, Pamper commercial, whatever, how with the first child, the mother is super protective. You know, the babysitter, you have to look at references for them. You're saying they have to eat on this schedule, and you know, they can't do this, they can't go outside, they don't want them to fall and all that. So we're protective with them all to a certain extent, but the first one is like, you just hands-on, just like, oh. And he felt that. He felt that we were being harder on him. So, and when he got older, about 19 or 20, something like that, we had to apologize. And we did. We were in this room, we apologized, and we told him of some things that, you know, from our childhood, what we were nervous about with him growing up, and why we did what we did, and it might not have been right, and we're sorry. And sometimes you do have to apologize to your children. You do. You have to extend that olive branch. Some of the things that you did and said were not right, and you need to apologize. So don't be too big and think that, you know, you can't. So now we are even freer, you know, with our oldest son, and especially me and him. We talk a lot more in depth about a lot more things and feelings and stuff. And I talk to him like he is another adult, but still keeping that mother-son relationship. And that's a fine line. But, you know, he's more honest with me now than, you know, when he was growing up about his feelings and different things. And I'm shaking the table and the camera. I'm sorry. But, yeah, be conscious of that. What else? Oh, I want to do better even with YouTube. I'm growing, and I'm thanking God for that. Thank you all for your support. I love each and every one of you. Got to get back to answering my comments too down below, because the holidays threw us for a loop. And then I went to the emergency room, and I'd been sick too. We had like cold, flu-like things, and things have just been off track. But I'm feeling better. My husband is back on the mend, so anyway, I want to get back on track with everything and to do better than even the last year. So, just going to talk about TV for a second. I don't get a chance to watch a lot of TV, but you all know I got a MacBook, and with your MacBook, well, not everybody. It was a special that was running when I got mine. I got a year of free Apple TV Plus. Like we need anything else streaming, downloading, or anything. But anyway, I got a year free on my Mac. So, oh my goodness, there is this movie, or this show. It's a series, and I've been binge watching it. This is the first thing I've ever binge watched. I've heard about binge watching and all that. This is the first thing I'm binge watching. It's called See, S-E-E, capital letters, on Apple Plus TV. And it has, oh my goodness. And I have come to I am not Google. Let me talk about the show first. It stars Jason Momoa, which I found out was married to Lisa Bonet of The Cosby Show. And he was Aquaman. I saw him, you know, I didn't see Aquaman, but I wanted to see Aquaman. This show is about a blind tribe back. It's back, actually a little futuristic. It's in the future, but it seems like it's back in the archaic days. Anyway, something happened, and some kind of virus or whatever kind of wiped some of the human race out, and the ones that were left behind were left blind, and they're getting around blind, but a couple of them can see. Anyway, I won't spoil it. That's just the gist of it, and it is good. I was like, how can this be good? You know, just about finding out how blind people are, that, which is interesting. I'm not saying that it is interesting, you know, what happens to anybody with a disability or whatever, but I'm saying I didn't see how the show was going to be good, you know, following around a group of blind people, and it kind of, but it is, oh my goodness, they have some stuff in there I don't quite like. It's like everything nowadays got something crazy or odd in it, but overall it's a good show. It's a good, I love it. I love it. And something you just have to close your eyes to nowadays. Unfortunately, not turning your blind eye. I'm not saying that, but sometimes when stuff pop up on the TV, you just gotta be like, that's some crazy stuff. But anyway, it's a good show. And Jason Momoa, I think that's how you pronounce him. Saw him in Aquaman. I am not the kind of woman that, you know, some, especially young girls, they just, oh, he's fine. Oh, he look good. Looks have never just been my, I like a good looking man. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I've never been, just because a man was cute, handsome, whatever you want to say, I'm not going to fall all out about it. My thing is, oh, he looks good, and okay, now what? You know, what's the substance? What's the substance? And that's the way I think men should feel about women too. It's like, okay, she's pretty, but what's that inside look like? So anyway, I saw him in Aquaman, and like I said, there's some men that I see in first sight, you're like, whoa, he looks good. He's the one that, he looks good, Jason Momoa. But even more so than that, I started looking at something when I saw the TV show, and I saw he was married to Lisa Bonet. I saw an interview, I'll say that, an interview popped up, and then I started researching him, and he is just like a big old giant teddy bear. He is just the sweetest, one of the sweetest men. And Lisa Bonet was saying how just when they met, he was like this. He's a family man, and he kind of like has this protective, which every woman loves, this protective, not in a bad possessive way, but a good protectiveness. And she said she just felt, you know, sometimes when you have a man, you can just feel their masculine vibe. Like I feel that with my husband. Oh my God, he can just walk in the room, and it's just like I can feel his, just like, boom. And it's the best feeling. Still the best feeling. But oh my gosh, when we first met, oh my goodness, he just has this thing for me, and it was the it thing. But anyway, you know, I love a brown. Men are beautiful, just like women are, in any shade, and whatever. It's just whatever. But anyway, my husband, I love brown skin. More brown skin men, and my husband is brown. He's nice, pretty chocolate brown color, and he had the perfect little hook on the back. You know, he had the fade going on, and you know, he showed that hook that he had. It was just a beautiful thing, and he had honest hands. I don't know how to explain that, but I love the way his hands looked. Like they weren't pretty, but they were nice looking man hands, and for some reason they just reminded me of there was an honesty about his hands for some reason I loved. And his eyes were just, gorgeous. And I have to show, anyway, he was just, I loved his eyes were pretty. Everybody used to say how pretty his eyes were. And you know, he's still handsome, of course. But you know, when you're in your 20s and your early 30s, it's like that's your it time. It's almost like people, they're in their prime. They're in their prime. And so, oh my gosh. And then my husband played sports all his life, but he was a football player. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. He was a football player. Okay, a lot of you all seen people in their uniforms on the field when y'all watch a football game. Alrighty then. The man looked like he was just sculpted from heaven. So I'll just leave it at that. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. I just loved everything about my husband. So anyway, but more than that, it was his character. It was his character. It was that I prayed to God. You know, I had, you know, you as a woman, as a man too, you should pray for the Lord to bring out anything that is in that person that would determine whether you're going to be with them or not. And that was one of my prayers to the Lord. I had prayed that before, and I was disobedient to the Lord with that. And I stayed with the person. Anyway, so with my husband, I did the same thing. I'm like, Lord, I'm going to listen this time. Listen to it. But there was never anything, you know, brought up. And nothing that the Lord warned me against. And not to say that people don't do things or things don't happen. I'm not saying that. But as far as him being my husband and, you know, father of my children and, you know, all that, I felt like I got the all clear from the Lord and from my family and from my parents especially. My father was like, when we got married, because I've been married before. I think I've said that on one, but I've been married before. And at the back of the church, my father had said, you know, we can have the reception. We'll go ahead and have the reception. You know, but you do not have to marry him. You do not have to walk down this aisle. You don't have to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, no, Daddy. I was young. I was, Lord have mercy, young. Anyway, that did not last. And the Lord, on the way down the aisle, confirmed this will not last. It was like I could have turned around and saw the person that said this, but it was the Lord. And I heard a voice almost audibly. And people say, you know, they never hear the Lord. And then some people say they always hear the Lord. That was the first time, and that was the most almost audible time. I heard a voice. It's hard to explain. But it said, I was walking down the aisle and it said, this will not last. And it was like I could have turned around and saw the person. I will never forget that. So anyway, when me and my husband got married, me and Chris got married, my father, you know, we got married in the church that I used to go to. And I came down the stairway. My father was waiting for me. And he said, girl, I could run you down the aisle this time. And that's what you want to look for. You want to okay from the Lord first, and you want to okay from your father, from your parents. So I got that, and I thank the Lord for that. Like I said, it's not to say that things will be perfect between you two all the time. You're married. You're on in each other's face like this. And, you know, you go through normal married things. But that was awesome, and it's almost like somewhat of a telltale sign, you know, when people agree with you too. It's better. All right. So anyway, getting back to Jason Momoa. I saw a lot of videos, started looking up videos on him because after Lisa Bonet was talking about what a good husband he was, what a good person, what, you know, good character and different things like that. I was like, oh my goodness. I love a husband that loves his wife. I love to see that. Not just love them, but favors them. That is intentional towards them. And you don't have to act unseemly and fake and all. I don't mean all that, but sometimes the way you treat your wife, people can tell what kind of marriage you have. And I just believe that marriage is I'm sorry for shaking the table. Marriage and family, to me, is a sign. It's God's plan on earth. Because I don't know if you all realize it, but the man and the wife, Adam and Eve, came before the church. So I would say Christ and his bride. So it's like a marriage thing, a family thing, or, you know, I believe a marriage and a family is God's representation of how things how he wants it cohesive, and learn how to work together as a unit. And I just believe your family is not always going to be perfect. Your relationship, your marriage is not going to be perfect, but it can be better than average. And you do have to put in work for that. You do have to, I hate to say, people say marriage is work. Marriage, it should be, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is very hard. You can get way down later and things happen and, all that stuff. But you must be intentional with your marriage, with your relationship, to keep a cohesiveness, to favor that person, to be intentional, like I said, with that person. And when things keep cropping up, just keep at it. Just keep at it. Okay, this didn't work. We need to, face this at a different approach. We need to take a different approach about this. Maybe we need to get a hobby that we can do together. What do we both like that we can do together? Because when you should not sit at home, be at home. Just be at home being married. You should get out. You should go to the show together. Go paintballing together. That's something we want to do together. We haven't done that yet together, but something we want to do. We're going to do that with some other couples. But we're going to do that. Go bowling. Go do something that you're on a team. You need to be a team. Get activities together. You are a team. And those outside things you do together will also filter inside and into the relationships when it has gotten stale or whatever. But you should not just be at home. You get tired of seeing each other sometimes at home because you have your issues are at home, your bills are at home, things that needs to be fixed are at home. A lot of things crop up at home, and home that happens, but home should also be a safe haven. It should also be a place of warmth, of comfort that you want to come home to. But home is a mix of things. But sometimes just get outside of home. Get outside of your comfort zone. Do things together without the children. Do things together without those children. When those children leave, women especially, please stop. Your children should not be your main focus. Your spouse was there before those children, in most cases now. I know a lot of times, years here recent, we do stuff different. But your spouse, as it's supposed to be, are here before that child is. And anyway, in God's regard, your spouse is your significant other. That's the one who you join one flesh to. I remember when me and my husband were in counseling when we were getting married. Me and Chris had premarital counseling with my pastor, and he married us. And he asked, okay, you fixing dinner, and there is one piece of chicken left. And he said, who gets that piece of chicken? Do you give it to the baby, give it to your child, or does the husband get it? I knew it was a trick question. But yeah, it was like, your husband gets it. Now, if your husband wants to relinquish, we're not talking about in starving situations and stuff. He was just trying to make a simile of how your spouse comes first. Your spouse comes first. They say, when you're on an airplane, that person that is the caretaker gets the most oxygen because that person, that caregiver, is to take care of everybody. So that husband, wife, you put your energy into the children. You put a lot of energy into them children. But you also put a little more into your marriage. When them children are gone, I always say, I am raising my children to leave. I'm not gleefully leave, but your purpose is to raise them to be responsible adults, to be able to get along in the world. And first of all, for me, this should be for everybody, you should want your child to go to heaven, first and foremost. So their spiritual education is very important. So, but like I said, you're raising them to leave, and once they leave, God willing, it's just the two of you. Prayerfully, you both made it to the time when your children are leaving home, and you're gonna be left together, and you won't know each other, won't have anything to fall back on or enjoy each other, you know, and things like that. If you have put all your energy into them children, or you have put your energy into everything else except that relationship. So be mindful of that. Be very mindful of that. Lord, this first little mukbang, I just let loose. I don't know why, but prayerfully somebody needed to hear it. I don't know. But anyway. So now I'm even more excited to see Aquaman and other things that he has made, Jason Momoa, because I love his character of what I've seen. His character, the way he loves his wife, the way he loves his children. Oh my goodness. Now I don't know anything about their spiritual life, because Lisa Bonet, you know, she's different. So I don't know what kind of spiritual whatever they got going on. But of course, it would be my prayer that they are sound in that area too. But I don't know. So I can't speak to that. But as far as just being a family man and a husband, they've been together for, oh goodness, more than 14, 15 years, I think. And still just looking like they got the glow of love all about them. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I do not know how long this video is running, so I apologize. I apologize, y'all. I really do. So anyway, y'all comment down below if y'all made it to the end of this video. Let me know. That grape jam is good on that toast. Everything was good. I can't eat all these potatoes. Oh, we just finishing up some jam that a dear friend made for us for Christmas. And it was so good. It was peach preserves. One was apricot mint, and the other one was a blueberry. I can't remember the rest of it. Blueberry something with lemon zest, I think it was. And surprisingly, I liked the apricot with mint. I didn't think I would, but it was good. And then, of course, the peach preserves. How can you not like that? So anyway, way. If y'all were eating with me, let me know what y'all were eating. Let me know. So, all right, y'all. I think that was my first mukbang of 2020. And I'll try to do another. I wanted to do one with Jalen when she was here for a Christmas break, but we didn't get a chance to. I can't finish the potatoes. They're good, but I can't finish them. Delicious. I'm good and satisfied. On the verge of being full. So, I still got some work to do around the house. Got some YouTube work to do and some other stuff. So, I'm closing this up. I love you all. I love you all. I love you, but God loves you the most. But just want to let y'all know I love you and I appreciate you. You guys be blessed. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. And I'll see you guys next time right back here on Tracie's Place. Woo. Bye.